Recording, streaming, bada beam, bada boom. Test. Run my chat test, make sure everything's popping up, all the questions are seen. Brilliant. Alrighty. So. Okay, we got randomize image index. This is where I was trying to randomize the room size. Okay, so we got image index, random, image number. Even though sprite get index, new sprite get number. Okay, that's the dungeon. Let's put on some tunes, man. Put on some tunes. Give me one moment. Here we go, and here we are. Beautiful. Alright, so we got SPR Dungeon 001. That's the name of all the dungeon rooms, actually, come to think of it. Right. Home. Hey, look at that, it's working. The only thing that it's not quite encompassing the entire level, which is okay, because we have the magic of cameras. 1440 by 900, so let's go ahead and go over here. Enable the camera, enable viewports. We got 1440 by 900, but the viewport's gonna be more like, let's see, so if we go, let's actually open up a proportional calculator. This makes stuff nice and easy for us. Let's see, where's my favorite proportional calculator? Oh. My proportional calculator is no longer the top Google search result. No. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. So, 1440 by 900, and if we go to 1000, then 16,000 by 1000, or 1600 by 1000. Sorry. So that'll be the viewport properties. And let's go ahead and do this here, 1600 by 1000. Here we go. Actually, our view is still kind of small, I think. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see, home. Wrong way. Let's see, so camera width and camera height. So this is 1600 by 1000. Whoops. There we go. And this is supposed to be 1440 by 900. Hey, that's from Avatar. Which is something that people who are watching this on my platform would not be able to know because copyrighted music is not enabled. Let's check the boundaries. Okay. boundaries seem to be working. And it's working for them as well. Nice. Now the most important thing is that we've scaled the level up, and I think this is as much as I can do in that regard. I mean, our assets haven't changed, but because we've zoomed out, that means our overall view on how big one single pixel is has changed. So I gotta be careful from now on. This is as big as we can go. In fact, maybe this is even too big. Not bad. I like it. Okay, so from this point on, you know, let me go back to 1400 by 900. Zoom back in. I want to see just how big the sprites are. Yeah, see, this is actually much more tolerable. Much more familiar. I mean, this is much more crawl-like. And this is kind of important for me. That visual aesthetic heavily relies on the fact that you're so up close and personal to every single pixel. Right? That is what I want to replicate. That very heavily emphasized pixel art style. Right, so let's see. So what I want to do is the following. If I go to my Krita project, let's make a 1440 by, whoops, it's gonna be 1440 by 900 frame. So that's gonna be the current frame, the current size, and we know that at this current frame size, the assets or the levels are already a bit too big, right? So we're gonna make a black box. We're gonna hit transform, and let's see. So not the position. Thank you very much. Scale. We're gonna work with. Okay, if we scale it 5 times, that means we need to scale this down 5 times. There we go. And the reason I want to do that, let's see, select, invert selection, and I'm going to go to select shrink selection by 5 pixels, more or less. Okay, so what I got here is actually a view box, much like the one we have in the level. So you see, if I import this into GameMaker Studio, or Krita, sorry. if I import into this critter, I can actually see how big my view is. How big my view is, generally speaking. So Control G, Control Shift G. Okay, don't need that. We'll go to configure critter, grow selection, Control G. Oh no, Control G is group, and it crashed, which happens. One thing about critter is that its autosave so far has been pretty good, pretty forgiving. So I'm gonna see about getting some stuff done. Okay. I'll open this up. Okay, that's it. Yes. But I think it didn't save my thing, so I need to do that again. My frame. Okay, so what I was doing before is I was actually trying to configure the grow selection, so Control G. Quick group, actually, that's not good. Shift G or Shift 5. Okay, and shrink would be Shift F6. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Control I, Shift F5. So we'll do grow selection. Okay. So we'll actually do Shift F6. Shrink selection by, let's do like 3 pixels actually. There we go. Copy. Close this up. Now if we paste this here, save. Anyways, what I was going with this is this particular view tells us how big a certain room is, and how it fits within the view of the level. If we scale up the view, we automatically make everything smaller, and I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking either we keep the level sizes the way they are. Let's see. So we'll keep the level sizes in the same exact frame, but we're gonna like move the cameras a little bit, right, for these larger levels. So if I take a look at that, where is layer? This is 007. Now where's the mask for this layer? It did not get saved. Come on. Well. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, so this would be 007. This would be 007 mask. Okay, and I think I can just go ahead and make it a big ol' square. There we go. Alright, so let's take a look at all the prefabs. Now that we have the sense of what the view is and how big the view is. That's 7, 6. Where is 6? Where did I move 6? 6. Here we go. Move that there. So 6 is going to be kind of big. Then we have 5. I think all of the ones that are based on room 4 are going to be kind of huge. Makes me not want to use room 4 as often. This one's pretty good. 2. What happened here? It's this guy. Oh, it's got... Okay, there we go. It had the outer glow with the noise texture on it, which it's not supposed to have that. Okay. Okay, so for the most part, I think we can work with this. I think. Now, let's see. 4 o'clock. Now, if I take a look at the concept art piece, this is level layout. How did I look into the level layout of this whole endeavor? Okay. So the entire graveyard, this is the entire graveyard section, catacombs, so to speak. Split into major chunks. Each chunk is a collection of rooms. Okay, and the rooms seem to be relatively linear. Zone 1, Zone 2, 3, and 4. If I make a concise system, then I think we can actually stick to this. It's just the amount of playable content. Make it like a journey. If not, then scale-wise, the amount of work-wise, Zone 1 will effectively be the entire first level. the entire catacombs level. Because the chamber is supposed to be that last area. Well, I have yet to get a feel for how the game handles, so maybe it's a little too early to draw conclusions. Once again, just like what happened with the core level, I really like the what that feels like, and you know, the movement seems okay, and I tend to overthink it. I tend to overthink it way too early. Okay, so we've got catacombs. This is what I need to do right now. I need to actually also import. This is, let's see, this is dungeons, so we need to do SPR. Room, dungeon, door, top. Good. Let's see, dungeon doors. Which one was it? Door side, door bottom. I think it's dungeon doors. So this is door top. We'll go ahead and import this. We also need to go ahead and crop that. Auto trim all frames. Nice. Okay. Cool. Let's back out. We're gonna have to play around with the origin point for where this thing is gonna be placed. But for now, this is fine. We'll go ahead and duplicate. We'll rename it top to bottom. Okay, there's only one single image there. Image, auto trim all frames. Probably place it like right there. And then we're gonna do another one. This is side. Oh, not resize. Auto trim. There we go. It appears that it did not render the fully closed piece for this door. So I'm gonna need to go back here. Door. Okay, now where's this frame? Accidentally placed in here. Okay. Animation panel. See if we can get it to run and render properly. Okay. So that there needs to be an empty frame. Starting from 6 until 18. So let's go ahead and do, nope, not export. Render animation. From 6 to 18. We're gonna have to go here, door, door side. We're gonna get rid of all the door sides right now. Door side, render. Okay. That should be good. So if we go back up, and this is door side, select all of those frames. Yep. Brillante. Auto trim. Beautiful. That, I think we can just place over there, roughly speaking. Beautiful. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create, or I'm gonna go in the master object, and we'll, for now, disable the test script for spawning the enemies. All right? Okay. All right. So, we need the system. We need the level generation system. So that's what we have to do now. This is gonna be interesting. We still need to keep our collisions, we need to keep all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do this in the create event. Maybe not. Maybe it's gonna be in the step event. So we'll say generate level layouts, and we're gonna go to the create event, and we're gonna say layout generated equals false. So we're actually gonna copy this. Yeah, copy. We're gonna comment that out there. Step events. So we'll say layout generated. So if not layout generated, then we're gonna start with the generation process. Now, is it going to be linear? Is it going to be non-linear? God knows. So, I think what I think what I would prefer would be to what would I prefer to do? What would I prefer to do? Okay, I think it's pretty straightforward when it comes to doing a linear level. You know, place a room, pick a side, place a room there, pick a side, place another room there, pick a side, place another room there, etc, 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 etc. So we can at least maybe try to start with that. And then we can look at perhaps making some sort of other paths, right? Deviating from that. So let's do 4 xx equals 0, and let's do like xx less than 30, xx plus plus. Okay, so this is where we're gonna place the starting room. We'll copy all of this code. Room underscore body equals instance create layer. It starts in the middle of the level. Makes sense. It's a room blank. Now the sprite index is correct, but the image index will be equals to, and it will be equals to that random value, this value. And we need to make sure that this actually happens over here, and we'll take the randomize, we'll place it right here. In fact, actually we'll disable it for the time being. I wanted to see predictable results. So we got mask index, X scale, Y scale. Okay. Now we're gonna pick a side. Choose build direction. Choose up, down, left, right. We're gonna see which direction we would like to move forward. Okay, so this will basically say which direction we're going to go from this level. Now, this is actually where I'm going to have to set up the boundaries. Yep. I have to set up the boundaries so that I know what are the dimensions of this of each room are. So for that, I will have to comment this out right now. We'll go back to this. We'll get in here. Well, actually, I mean, we don't have to. We kind of do, but we don't have to. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can get away with it without using the room boundaries, but we will need the room boundaries afterwards. So I think in here, what I can do is I can make it I can use the collision masks. So we'll create the level, then we'll decide which direction we're going to go. So if XX equals 0, which is the starting level, we'll do this. Else, if it's any other level, we're going to go ahead and say if build direction is equals to up, so that means we're going to go up. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to spawn another room. So we'll do the same thing. As a matter of fact, what we can do is instead of choosing up, can we choose the choose? Okay, so yeah, instead of doing this, we'll actually say horizontal or vertical, so we'll either do horizontal, or we'll do vertical. Okay, and then if this is equals to horizontal, then we're gonna go ahead and say X next will be choose, and we're gonna say this is either gonna be -1 or 1, either that or else. If it's not horizontal, then we're gonna have to say Y next will be either -1 or 1. So this will actually determine which direction we're going to be coming from. Now the most important thing is make sure that we're not going to be coming in the same direction that we came from. So we're going to have to make that into a loop afterwards. And this, obviously, this is a loop that happens here for the first time. So we can leave that there as it is. So we decide horizontal or vertical. If it's horizontal, we choose left or right. If it's vertical, we choose up or down. Now, in the else, we are going to say, this is actually where we don't need this if statement. And what we're going to say is we place this instance create layer. So that's fine. And now we need to move it until it no longer collides with the level in the direction that we've created. So if place meeting, actually this needs to be done with the room we've just created. So if place not meeting, and this is going to be x and y, and this is x plus x next, y plus y next. If place not meeting, and we need to check another of the object room blank. So as long as we're not meeting, we're going to say x plus equals x next, and y plus equals y next. So this should move the second room outside of the first room. And the main thing is that as soon as we start this loop again, we need to say x next will be equals to 0, and y next will be equals to 0. I think. Actually, yeah, we don't need that. Because we still need to check what's the direction that we were moving in last time. So in here, in fact, what we're going to say, if x next is being chosen, then we'll say y next will be set to 0. And vice versa. If y next is being chosen, then we'll say x next will be set to 0. Okay. As a matter of fact, this is where this code's supposed to go. And we need to say while we're gonna have to actually, we're gonna have to actually make another variable for this. So we got x next, y next. We need some x next old and y next old. Okay, so by the end of the loop, which is right here, we're going to need to record x next old and y next old will be y next, and this would be x next. So we need to record these things. Let's make it a 2-column. I'll move it to the create event. So we'll actually need to layout generate. So x next equals 0, y next equals 0, and then x next old equals 0, y next old will be equals to 0. There's also the horizontal vert. We have a horvert and horvert. We need to make sure we're using the same variable. Here we go. Horvert will be set to an empty string, just like that. Okay. So at the very end, we copy this, and then we say when we move to this loop, we do this. Alright, so first we do this while, and we have to do this while y next does not equals to y next old. Or do until. Until? While. Okay. We'll figure this out in a moment. Not equals x next old. I actually think, let's see, while oh, okay, there's no do. So do until is what I need to use if I want to do that. Do until. Okay, so I need to say this and this are not. So this would have to be exactly the same. And it can only have one value in left, right, up, and down. So it can't have the same value. Or, yeah, it can have multiple values. You can have up one and left one. It can only have either up or left. And this would have to be repeated until one of these values is not equal. Okay, alright. Let's try this out. Let's see that fatal error that I missed. There's always such a risk when you like code and code and code without compiling. It seems like the amount of errors just grows exponentially. Okay, so not said before reading, line 62. Right here. X next, Y next. Which is kind of weird because they're right next, right here. X next, Y next. Oh yeah, that's right. Because it's the other variable. Hey, okay. There is clearly overlap. Oh, Jesus. What is going on? We're running at 2 frames per second. because of loops. Okay, so let's do this with 3 rooms. That's kind of weird. So I think it's just it keeps spreading. We can actually go over here and say show debug message, and this will be instance number, and we're gonna look at how many instances of room objects we have. I think it just keeps growing in all directions. Which is not what it's supposed to do. Yes, that's right. It is what it's doing. Because we start with if layout not generated, but at the very end we never say layout is generated. That's why. So it does keep growing exponentially. Forever and ever and ever. Okay. Okay, so at least this is a start, and we can move it move between them, so that's nice. However, this is supposed to be on top. As a matter of fact, let's see. See, the mask is correct, so it does set up the proper mask. Because, as you can see, I am able to move around. If I go up there, I can't move past that wall. So the mask is correct. So for some reason, it's the collision that it doesn't quite get right. Instance create layer. Half. And this would probably have to change as well, so it doesn't create it from the middle, but it creates it from the center point of the previous room. Ooh. Not only that, it might actually end up colliding with it. Although then again, we do have doors. All right, we'll figure something out. First of all, if place not meeting, X and Y in the direction X next, Y next, with object room blank. Actually, what if we do other? Let's take a look at that. So the other instances involved in a collision event or other instance from a with function. So what if I say other instead of that? Let's see how it resolves it. In the exact same manner. kind of weird. Okay. Place meeting. Actually, if place meeting, then we have to move until we don't place meet again. That's what we need to do. And that's how it should have worked if it did work. So we'll say y, how about we'll do x plus equals 0, but y plus equals 1. And if we do y plus 1, x plus equals 0, so chances are there's something wrong with those values being generated. Actually, you know why? I'm an idiot. Change this, change that. This is an if statement. It only gets executed once. While. Change it to a while loop. Get it to run until it stops colliding. Hey! Look at that. That worked. Okay. So... So what are we doing here now? Wow, 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 wow.
How long are you staying for?
Up in the bar.
That's good. Go out with some friends later. See you later.
So this thing does work. We just have to place we just have to place our doors. I mean, it sort of works.
Someone so fundamentally stingy and fundamentally earthy as Capricorn, dealing with fire in an objective way. Maybe he's walked in and set up on something. Check it out though and see what this Capricorn thing is all about. Check it.
See, if you have very small rooms, then this isn't really too big of a problem. However, the moment you get out of those bounds, well, actually, what's funny is that we don't have to make it... We don't have to make it not overlap with the entire level. We only have to make sure that the current level doesn't overlap with the previous level. That's the only thing that we need to make sure of. because the previous level gets disabled when you leave it. The front level, or the level you're in, gets to be the active one. So they can literally be like on top of one another. So it doesn't matter because they're actually disabled. So as far as the virtual space goes, they don't exist. And that solves my problem of trying to sit here stressing, trying to come up with a system that evenly spreads all the rooms around. So this is actually pretty good. So I don't need to check collisions for object room. I just need to do so for the previous room, okay? The previous created room. So that's gonna be my solution to this. So we're gonna say last room ID equals, and we'll set -1. Whoops. Last tomb, apparently. Last room ID. Okay. So this is where we say, after creating that room, last room ID will be equals to room body, which is that temporary room ID. And then over here we'll say if place not meeting with last room ID. Now after this happens, right, with that, record new last room. Here we go. Last room ID will be equals to this room. So we're only able to see the current room. That's what's gonna save us. We don't see any other surrounding rooms at all. So that's why we can actually make this thing as complex as we want. What are you complaining about? Not set before reading. Last room ID. Object room blank. Oh yeah, that's right. This is an other variable. Variable. The Arduino form has been down. Gateway timeout. Nice. Okay. So I need to be able to see this actually. So I'm gonna Fortune 40. So let me actually set it to like 7,000 by 7,000 for the time being. I'm gonna disable viewports so I can see what's going on. I should logically see a whole bunch of rooms all overlapped on top of one another. Okay. That seems fine. Right. Okay. So what I need to do then is actually go into my master object, and we'll set this to 30, so we create 30 rooms. Okay, so there it is, going through the loop of creating the levels. There's the level, and that's what the thing looks like. Now, we should not be seeing these things overlapped in such a manner. Because we should still be checking that the room guess we'll say home. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we'll see it slowly incrementing. And one more time. Redundancy wins. I believe, as long as my redundant recording is still going, which it is, seems like it. Okay, so let's close this down. Okay. So, yeah. Screen wasn't recording properly, so good thing I was recording this, because this will now go there. Okay. Whew, that's the second time that saved my butt. Ooh, man. Okay. So maybe instead of this, so if this is not the same, or this is not the same, although I don't think that's not working. Well, I don't think that's not working. Six, 7, 8. Moving 1 pixel at a time is tricky business. Okay, so same deal. Very slow, very weird. And this is actually done in a while loop, so let's set it to maybe like 5. And okay, let's test it with just the 5 rooms. I mean, I know that it's okay that it's sort of clustered together, but it shouldn't be all on top of one another. Right? So we have this room. This room goes into this room. That room goes into, see, this room here. That's side by side. But then we have those 2 rooms over there that look like they have spawned one by one. I think we need to do this in a more visible manner. So instead of a for loop, we'll say, right, this would be a step event, so we'll say if, and we'll probably do something like lev equals 5. So we'll say if lev is above 0, we'll do lev minus minus, and then we'll, you know, do the rest of it. And we'll do if, actually we'll do if lev is below 5, and we'll start with 0, and we'll say if lev is equals to 0. So I think we should be able to physically see what's going on. Yeah, one room gets created. Okay. So say if lev is below 10 or below 5, or if it's equals to 5, then we'll go ahead and do that. Whoops. I just want to physically see the creation process of each room instead of seeing the aftermath of it. I want to catch it in the act of spawning the room on top of above one another. Okay, 1, 2. Huh. Okay, well this is gonna go forever. Okay, not only that, I also need to make sure that it's here, depth will be equals to lev. Because I want to be able to see. Will be room.depth will be equals to lev. I want to be able to see it stack on top, so I could take a look at the edges and whatnot. Okay, 1, 2, up. See, he went back. He went back twice. Well, that's not good. Oh man. Oh man. Ah, jeez. I have no idea why it's doing what it is doing. Absolutely no idea. Okay. 1, 2. Oh. Yes, yes. No. You know, okay. Let's see if I can implement some sort of a thing. I see messages. I can't read them because my chat is not updating. Come on. Update the messages. Yeah, okay. Thanks, chat. Appreciate it. Not you, chat. I mean, the chat application. Test 2. Maybe I can retrieve some messages. Yeah. Well, okay, let's restart our chat maybe. I didn't see any of those messages, unfortunately. Would have been great if I did. Actually, I had Twitch open. Endcore, it's been a while. Yes, indeed. How are you? I see the message. Hello, sir. Yes, yes, okay. Process terminated. What do you speak of? Why terminated? Chat? Unless it's, like, super outdated. Okay. So, the thing that I am trying to establish here is why in the world... Let's see, if we go for collision mask here... Chat, that's this. I'm doing fine. Hope you do as well. I'm doing pretty good. Fairly well. Whoops, don't need that. And we're gonna go to collision. And that is disabled. Yeah, so this should be working just fine. But what I could do, or what I could try to do, is I could set up some sort of like some sort of a passage direction, like direction counter. Equals. Let's do. We'll start with 0, but we'll say. We'll do this, and after we do this, we'll say the counter will be set to floor of a random variable, between range between 0 and 5. So we'll say this do loop will only happen if it will be set to 0. Like that. Else, we'll say this direction counter plus equals 1. Or minus equals 1. Or minus minus. So the purpose of this is to make sure that we can travel into one direction for more than just one generated room. It's kind of important. So we'll see if the collision masks are working properly. This way. 1, 2. Oh. Well, now it's only going in one. Okay. Man. What the hey? Actually, let's do this. Let's just set it to 5 for now. What have you been up to, Antcore? 2, 3, 4. Okay. It should be going in one same direction for exactly 5 turns. It should not change the direction that it's going into. Listening to me in the background. Alright. Goody. I'm trying to build this random level generation system. I need to make sure that the levels are not creating in loop over and top of one another. And right off the bat, we are stuck in a loop. So if direction counter is 0, we'll go ahead and pick a new direction. Else, if it's not 0, we'll just continue working in the same direction we were working up until this point. Actually, this has to be lev times -1, because I think, although that's not the case, if we're kept increasing, all the next rooms would have had to be appearing underneath the previous room. It has to be a negative value to appear above, closer to the camera. Okay. It goes to 1, and then it just stops. In fact, I think it's just stuck in an infinite loop. Yep. Why does it get stuck in an infinite loop? Last room ID. What the heck? See, now I have to set up breakpoints. Now I have to see where the error is occurring. Well, we don't have any other loops in here besides the collision loop, which is right here. Okay, let's not do anything with the depth for the time being. With room body, we say this. So if I change this to an if statement, that should break it out of the loop. If that was the if statement that was the issue. Alright. Come on, if statement. You can do this. You can break. Okay. Yep. So as you can see, that is indeed what it was. And let's quickly stop it before we're already into 50 rooms. 62. Failed. Run program complete. Thanks, Game Maker. Okay, so this is where the problem is lying. And the reason it's lying is because our... That's right, we're not actually generating that very first thing. So direction counter has to start with a 0. That's why it's not working properly. We're never actually set how many pixels we have to be moving the second room so that it would get out of the collision zone of the first room. Okay, 2, 3, 4, okay, and then went up. Okay, this is where changing the room depth to be on top of one another would come in pretty helpful. What games are you playing, Encore? Left time -1. We might be able to speed it up if we move it like 5 pixels per step.
But I can't have you around here. You make me too sad. Okay.
Come on, man. Should be able to do this. Oh, that's right. It's going in reverse. That's why. So how about we'll say choose -5 to 5 pixels and then from 5 to -5 as well. So that we could probably get this out of the way faster. Guild Wars 2. Ah, I see. Man, that game is old. I remember it being like popular amongst my classmates when I was in high school. Jeez. It's like Lineage. Okay, here we go. So you see, this is actually supposed to be this is actually supposed to be going in the same direction, at least for, like, it's from 2012, yeah. It's 7 years old. To put it in perspective, there's kids who play Fortnite who were not born when Guild Wars 2 came out. For perspective. Okay, this is actually so confusing. This is supposed to create 10 sequential rooms in one single direction 10 times. It is not doing that. Oh god, that chord progression. It's the pop music chord progression. No, please, no. No, 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 no. Please, next song, next song. I can't have a next song. Okay, I'm gonna pause this until that song finishes playing. It's like... Ugh. Ugh. And I've worked enough in retail to know that chord progressions, like the most generic chord progressions, your generic Happy Days. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay. So, this, if direction counter is 0, this code here, actually this here says if lev equals 0, which it's not. So left starts at 0. Yeah, so left starts at 0, and then we say if lev is below 5, even though, oh yeah, the reason it's not doing anything is because, no, it should really stop if lev is equals to 5. Okay, so we're gonna comment this out. We'll say lev plus plus, so that the level keeps incrementing. But the reason this is not working, so left starts at 0, which is correct, as long as it's below 5. Oh, and it keeps going in the opposite direction. That's why. If left is below 15, we're gonna do this. If it's below 15, we'll keep running the code and then incrementing one by one. So it should limit to 15 rooms. Ah, boy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's it. That stopped. But it didn't do the thing that it needed to do. It only created the levels in a horizontal manner. Not only that, it also, let's see, what if I set this to 4? It's still varied up and down. It's not supposed to do that. Okay, are we done with the generic music? Yes. Okay, so that's working. And as a matter of fact, I can actually multiply this by -1 now, so that the next room will always be created on top. For the depth. And Core, at what point did you find this channel? When did you find this channel? What was I working on back then? Okay, see, it's still randomized. It still goes up and down. It's not supposed to be going up and down. It's actually doing that over here. So we start with direction counter as 0. So that's correct. So the first thing we will do is randomize. We will get a random direction. We will choose a random direction. X next, Y next, X next, Y next. Until one of those is not the same as the other. Yeah, I think this actually should make sense. I have a feeling that I am gonna have to make the up, down, left, and right thing. Yeah. I think I am. I think I'm gonna have to do this. So, up, down, left, and right. So with this, we're gonna have to say case or switch of this. And we'll do case up, break, up, down, left, and right. So if we do up, then that means we gotta do y -1, x will be set to 0. Down will be 1, x left will be -1, this has to be 0, and right will be 1, and that has to be a 0. Okay, so no more this stuff. I thought I could be smart about it, but that's okay. Not everybody's smart. So we pick a direction, and we will do that until so we don't need the old anymore. We can just do this horizontal vert old until the old one does not equal to the current one. Yes. Now what are you complaining about? Bracket expects a bracket. So we have our switch statement. That has the bracket. And then our direction counter. So what do you... Unexpected syntax error. So extra brackets. Oh yeah, that's the semicolon in the condition. Okay, let's see if we can run this. Left, right, down, up. Two, three, four, five. Okay, so that was 10 times, I believe. Let's run this again. So home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 5 here. That's how long it's going to maintain the same direction it's been going in, I believe. Two, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You know what? Actually, it's going to repeat the same thing because I think I disabled the randomizer. Yes, I do need to enable randomize. Otherwise, it's not going to be. It's doing a predictable random event. I need to be the true random event. So the pauses are actually it picking the same exact thing. Okay, hold on. I think that's what the pauses are. It's looping to make sure it doesn't pick the same direction twice. Let's see. So we say do this. So we'll say show debug message new direction generated. So we'll see if it prints that a bunch of times, because it keeps picking the same direction over and over again. I'm pretty sure that's basically what's happening. That's what that little delay is. The if statement gets stuck. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, no. Well, there's the new direction. So I guess that's actually the if statement just trying to get collisions figured out. Those collisions make no sense. Okay, one more time. Really? Okay. Okay, that should not be happening. We should see the first message being new direction generated. That should be one of the very first messages that we see in the output. Okay, entering main loop, new direction, yes. And now it should be creating one room after another, stacked, not random direction. So if I set this to 10, that's what it needs to do. Let's see, we have width, room body. Unless there's another place where I am resetting that value. Could it be this, maybe? Let's see. Room generated, and then lev will be set to plus string lev. Okay. So we should see that every, I think every 10 steps. Okay, 11. Lev is 12. Yes. Huh. Okay, let's press home, run it again. Lev becomes 12. It changes direction. So, yes, it changes direction. Maybe it's because it's overlapping with another object. Okay, no, not the case, but it's... Ah, you know why? Do you know why that is the case? Because we always spawn the room. We always spawn the room in the middle of our game level. So that's why first room, second room, third, like first room spawns here, second room spawns here, moves. Third room spawns here, maybe it touches a little bit of the second room, moves here. Fourth room spawns here, it does not touch this room because it's supposed to check collisions for the previous room. So it starts from the beginning. Oh man, okay. So that's what I need to do to change this. When I create this, so with this, while it's not meeting, we'll do this. And after that, we can be safe to say that we have a new room X, actually previous room X and previous room Y will be equals 2, and this will be we can go ahead and actually not place it inside of the with script. We'll just do it here. So the X will be room body dot X, And then we'll do roombody.y. So now we need to place our next room in this coordinate, the coordinate of the last room, and then we trail from that point on. Now, what is this value equals to before would probably have to be equals to whatever the starting room was equals to, so which is supposed to be the middle of the room, but I'm not gonna gamble. I'll just do the same thing. Okay. Oh man. Okay, let's see if all that Spartassery is about to pay off, or if it's gonna make me look like a jackass. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey! Beautiful. So now we can go over here and set this to something like 3. So now it's stacking properly. If only the door locations are kind of iffy. There we go, 3, and then that has to kind of switch. Let's change this. 4. Okay, do it again. Change directions, nice. Okay, so now, what if I don't do that? What if I don't randomize, or don't make persistence? Don't require it to go for a certain amount of steps in one direction, just leave it completely random. This is so cool. Okay. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to go left, right, left. So I can see it's doing the same direction a couple of times. Okay, it's not supposed to do this. All right. One more time. Maybe I should write down the last 2 directions. See, it goes up and down, and that doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to do that. Okay. Okay, that's not very helpful. Fascinating. Now there are some places where the placement of doors does not quite make a ton of sense. Okay, come on. Need to be able to see it. Yeah, see, let's go left and then right. That should not happen. Okay, so if the last direction was left, the next direction should not be right, because that means it just goes back into the previous room. But that's not how it's supposed to work. I mean, I could probably implement some sort of a system in place. Some sort of like a double door thing. But that could be a bit problematic. It's much easier to just make sure that it only goes into one single side. So this is supposed to be working. Oh, yes, that's right. So it says do that until our old direction is not equal to our new direction. And when that happens, so see, we go. It's not supposed to be equal to the old direction. If the old direction was left, you should still be able to go left. You shouldn't be able to go back right. So okay. Alright, so here's what we need to do. We'll start with this thing. We'll pick our direction. And then we'll do that. Now we will say... we need a new variable. We'll say not backwards equals false. Now we'll set it to true at the start. So in here we'll say hey, actually, so if we go up, we can define this here. So we can say well, I mean, yeah, I think we need the check to be a separate statement. So we'll say if horvert equals, well, actually here, yeah, we do need to do old vert old does not, or this would be equals to down. So this is prevent direction. So prevent direction will be equals to down. If we go up, we can't go back down right away. So if we go down, we can go back up right away. If we go left, we can't go right. And if we go right, we can't go left. So now, what we're gonna say is, over here we'll say if, even though this could have been done with numbers just as easily, ish. So we'll say if, could I do this with just this? So this is for generating. Generate new direction. And this is for check that the new direction does not go right back to previous room. Okay, so we're gonna say if this is oh, I can't do if statements here. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna have to say, actually, I think this is just a single if statement. If so if vert will be equals to prevent direction. So if the new direction we generated is equal to direction we're not supposed to go into, we're gonna say, actually we could probably even just put this into our until. So until this, are we using this anywhere else? Let's see. Oh man, okay, this needs to be changed. So new direction. Let's make it, change it to something that's current. So if new direction is equals, we need to make sure that new direction is not equals to prevent direction. We're going to keep generating the new direction, and we can copy this stuff, paste it over here. Choose direction to go into. Okay. So this should be fine. Do pick direction, up, down, left, or right. If it's up, don't go down. If it's down, don't go up. Left, don't go right. Right, don't go left. And we're gonna say, make sure that the previous direction is not equal to the new direction. Okay, here we go. Try it out. Give it a go. See if it works. Looks like Devil Dog Gamer just went live. Neat. Okay, yeah. Don't go back down. Okay, that's good. That's good, as long as it doesn't go directly down. Or directly backwards. Okay, here we go. Damn it! I just told you. Up, left, I mean right. That's okay so far. It just loops around. Ah. Yeah, no. Okay. So we can actually, here's what we're gonna do. We'll show, actually we'll do this. Show debug message, new direction, string will be the new direction, and then prevent direction will be the prevent direction. So we're gonna see if it actually does pick the same direction twice. Right, left. Huh? Yeah, so that was... Okay, new direction down, previous direction up. New direction up, previous direction down, down, up. Right, left, left, right. Wait, what? Until... Yeah, it's, Jesus Christ, okay. New direction. We go switch. If it's equals to up, down, left, or right, down, up, right, left. Okay, case. If it's equals to up, we go Y. And we're not supposed to go down. Prevent direction. If we're going down, Y down. Prevent direction from going back up. Case, if we're going left, X minus. Prevent direction from going right. If we're going right, which is X1, prevent direction from going left. Oh, you know what it is? Maybe it's the break in the case. Maybe. Because there's a switch and there's a loop. So maybe the break is actually breaking out of the loop. Although, I don't know. Okay, thank you very much. Can we actually see where we're going? Eh? Come on. Give me something else. Give me something different. Oh, wow. Okay, really? What? Huh. Why is this not working now? Is my main question. Okay, just checking the synchronization of the of the stream and the webcam and whatnot. Okay. Ah, boy. This makes sense, right? If we said that from the current room we're gonna go up, we need to make sure But when we set it to go up, first we generate, and then okay, we need to, yeah, this is not gonna work. We can't assign which direction we're not supposed to go down after we generate a new direction. This has to be a separate check. So if if new direction is equals to up, and as a matter of fact, I think this is where we can say if the new direction is not equals to prevent direction, then we can say, alright, so that's still going with the previous variable. Yeah, because we would reset the variable as soon as we create a new direction. That's why that wouldn't work. So if it's not the same as the previous direction, as the opposite of the previous direction, so then we can let's see, so direction proceed equals false, and we're gonna say then direction proceed will be equals to true. And what's gonna happen now is that based on that new direction, we can actually pick what is the new incorrect direction that we're not supposed to go in based on the current direction. So yes, Control Shift K. Beautiful. And I can actually keep the brakes here, I believe. Yeah. So the brakes were working just fine. Gotta straighten out my back, man. Okay. Okay, what's going on here? Switch, yes. Okay, so in here we have to say else. If it is the same, then we're gonna say that direction proceed is still false. Okay, we're missing something. If new direction is not equals to the prevent direction, then we can proceed, and we're gonna go ahead and set up the new direction we're not supposed to go into based on our current direction we're about to move by. Right. Else direction proceed is false. Now what are you complaining about now? Unnecessary expression dir proceed used in statement. What are you talking about? That's an if statement. Oh, whoops. It's two equal signs, that's why. There we go. Okay. Testing time. Testing time. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a break after this. Grab a bite to eat. And then I have a tutoring session that I have to do. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the game. Oh, hey. Okay. Oh, I thought for a second it wasn't getting done. So that sort of a loop is okay, as long as it doesn't loop back on itself. That's when it might create problems. This is actually pretty cool. Nice. Now the main thing that we need to do is somehow detect the placement of doors, and I think the placement of doors is actually going to influence the position of the room itself. Great. But this is actually working, as far as I can see. The only thing is it's kind of slow. I'm not sure entirely why it's slow. If it's slow because I'm using such a huge scale, such a huge room scale, then we can work with that. So if we set it to 1440 by 900, and it works fine after it generates all the rooms, then we can, you know, we can rest assured that this will work just fine. Also, not to forget that there's going to be a whole bunch of room and asset disabling going on. So only, realistically, only a single room is ever going to have... Okay, so right now we're doing the level generation. As a matter of fact, I think if I want to speed it up, I might be able to set the collision checking at maybe 10 pixels instead of just 1. Then it'll reach the edge of the level blob prefab 10 times as fast. The logic dictates. My logic. Hey, okay. Oh, it's already done. So it did. Yep. That helps a lot. Nice. So now I can actually go up here and say something like, something ludicrous, like this is gonna be, well, I mean, first of all, this is actually gonna be a loop. How many things are involved in this thing? Okay, this is commented out, this is commented out. So we can comment this out. We can bring back the for loop. We could comment this out. Okay. And we'll say lev and lev. And we'll do lev. You just keep the same variable name. So if there's dependencies, like for example the whatchamacallit. Hey, here we go. Yeah, there's a dependency. If it's the first room. Okay, so this will create 5 rooms. There we go. And that's way more than 5. We'll start lev 0. If it's below 5, lev plus plus. Oh yeah, it's because this thing, the layout generated, doesn't get toggled off. Let's see, so we'll do, what is this? That's the end of the loop. Loop, and we'll say this is false. So that after the loop is done, we don't generate any more rooms. Okay. And it's still going. What in the gods? Oh yeah, because it has to be set to true after it's done. You know, whenever I get bored, or whenever I get, not bored, but whenever I get like tired of working on this particular project, an interesting thing happens. I can actually listen to a little bit of metal, and that will instantly get me pumped up, because this game is supposed to have a metal soundtrack. So I'm like, Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Just gets myself pumped up. And I go right back into it. Okay, so this is good. I figured that out. I'll take a break, and then I have to do a tutoring session. I'll come back and we'll continue on this. All right?